With so many options, why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 300 undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra-durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting exclusive offer just for you. For a limited time, you can get a free Pocket Pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just text WATER to 64,000. That's WATER to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. WATER to 64,000.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Hose. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethose.com/terms.
It is time to leave your worries outside and laugh with us inside the Treehouse. I'm Dan O'Malley, along with Trey Trenholm and Raj Sharma. Today is Thursday, May 22nd, 2025. I've been loosely following the New Orleans jail escape all week. And as of right now, the last story that I saw said 5 of the 10 New Orleans jail escapees have been caught. So 5 out of 10 have been caught so far, which means 5 are still on the loose. And 20, 30 years ago, this story might have struck fear into the surrounding areas of a jail or prison escape. But it's modern times. And instead of most people being fearful of escaped convicts running around loose, we're now taking bets on who's going to get caught and who's not. A cryptocurrency trading company called Polymarket started taking bets on Tuesday over which escaped New Orleans inmates would be captured by Friday. So, prisoner parlays are now a thing.
My question is, if you're one of the guys, do you bet on yourself, then turn yourself in? That way you have money when you get out.
That's an interesting way to look at it.
Yeah, it's a very
Perhaps.
Indian way of looking at it.
What if it's an Indian way of looking at it?
Yeah, I'm like, you know what am I going for right now? I'll turn myself in. Yeah.
Is it possible that this is a clever ruse on the part of the authorities to get them to turn themselves in? Because like you said, if they bet on themselves to turn themselves in to have money on the other side when they eventually get out legally, then maybe that's a trick by the authorities.
No. What you do is you put in a parlay, you turn your other people in, and you win some real money.
See, that's the white way of doing it.
Right.
That's called a white collar crime.
It makes sense. I mean, one or two people that get sent off to federal prison, and we certainly know how to make some money off of that, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
These are all obviously just in theory, but I like that. And maybe that's the other clever side of it, is authorities said, hey, if we say or have a company announce we're taking bets, then they'll start turning each other in to try to make money on the gambling side.
Yeah, but I think you'd be able to figure out who it was that did it. Like if you're walking past their cell and is like, is that 4 ramens and a Kit Kat? Son of a bitch.
You dirty
He's
rat.
the one. Does he have real Kool-Aid? Bastard.
That's right.
He got us pinched.
There is new information, by the way. A maintenance worker was arrested at the New Orleans jail where the 10 inmates escaped. He's accused of helping the inmates get out of the jail. Don't know if any bets were taken on that. But inmates Jermaine Donald and Derek Groves are sitting at 22% chance of capture by Friday. Antoine Massey, Leo Tate, and Linton Van Buren are sitting at 23%. Corey Boyd has the most expensive odds at 99 cents on yes and 98 cents on no. So I guess he's your I guess Corey Boyd is the long shot.
Okay.
No,
He's your he's your Seabiscuit.
Yeah. And how are they handicapping this?
I knew you'd have questions. I knew the gambler in the treehouse, Trey Trenholm. I knew you would have questions about this, and I don't have all the answers. I'm with because
is it like horse racing?
I want to know money line and all that.
Do they have like previous jailbreaks? Like, you know, what are we?
Is there a win, place, and show? Like,
yeah. No, it absolutely makes sense because if you're going to handicap the inmates from a gambling point of view, how do you do that? Do you consider their prior, like, do you consider their criminal history? Are the more violent guys more likely or less likely to avoid capture? I don't know.
I mean, is this a new cottage industry? I mean, is there going to be a Norm Hitzkiss of jailbreaks?
You know, Norm's Guide.
You got Stephen A. Smith out there telling people how terrible they are at jailbreaking. Yeah, and I can tell, like, the reason when Trey started asking these questions, I'm like, you know, he's going to call his bookie at the break. The next break we take, it's on speed dial. Like, give me Boyd.
Mm-hmm.
Give me Boyd at 98.
Let's see. 3 of the escapees were captured one day after the escape. A 4th was captured Monday. But this particular article I have here doesn't really go into the details on the handicapping or the methodology in the odds of certain inmates being captured by Friday or not. Maybe it's just pure luck.
And then the maintenance guy, like, you don't know if he was like threatened with harm or threatened with, like, you know, once we do get out, we're going to target your family. So you don't know what his motivation was. So, I mean, to arrest him immediately, I mean, I'll take him in for questioning first and see if he was like complicit in them leaving.
Well, that may have happened, actually. The inmates escaped on Friday, and the maintenance worker accused of helping them escape was arrested Tuesday. He allegedly turned off the water to the toilet after being instructed by one of the prisoners. They then ripped off the toilet and escaped through the hole behind it. So if they escape on Friday and the maintenance worker is arrested on Tuesday, I'm pretty sure they went through the normal steps and they probably got a confession out of him.
Well, let's also, from what I read, this jail has failed inspections, has not passed an inspection since 2013.
Yeah.
12 years.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Nolans.
Good old Louisiana, man.
I'm surprised they just didn't open the door and walk out. See you guys later. Bye. See you, Fred. See you, Sam. And just keep walking.
I don't know why some of these, look, you don't need to make jails and prisons, you know, elaborate to keep the inmates in, because in my mind, a jail, or I guess a prison in Louisiana, would be pretty easily fortified by just sticking it in the middle of a swamp surrounded by gators. You don't even need walls or fences. Just say, if you feel lucky. It'd be a lot cheaper than constructing, you know, certain, massive facilities.
Yeah, but necessity is the mother of invention. So you don't know what these guys will do or create to escape. Like, depending on how long you're in there for. Like, if you're in there for, like, you know, a warrant for speeding, and you're out in a couple hours.
Well,
That's
then
not a
you
big
don't go to the gator-infested prison.
Oh, prison. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And yeah. But I mean, people will go to extreme measures. So even if you have like one person escaped Alcatraz, right? They believe.
There's been no confirmation on that. There were 3 guys that attempted an escape and they were never found. They were assumed drowned in the San Francisco Bay.
Except for one guy that they have a picture of years later. Conspiracies overwhelm. They have a picture of a guy in like the late 70s, like next to a Camaro that is almost identical to the guy that broke out in like the late 50s. So you never know. I'm just saying. Gators, I gotcha. That's a risk I wouldn't want to take. They hurt bad.
Have you ever watched Swamp People?
No.
Yeah. I don't know that I think the gator thing is really all you think it is. If for people from Louisiana,
that's true.
Swamp puppies.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
Time now to get Daniel Cook from Cook DFW Roofing and Restoration into the Treehouse for your free roof inspection. Give him a call, 833-COOK-DFW, the website cookdfw.com. Daniel, you and I have talked for a long time now, and I appreciate our talks. But even now, you can surprise me. I had no idea you could finance a roof. It's a good thing, especially if for some reason insurance is not involved and you don't have, $20, $30, $40,000 just lying around. Maybe you want to explore some options, and you guys have that ability.
Yeah, Dan, we brought that on a couple of years back, and believe it or not, it really has helped some folks protect their home, make sure it doesn't leak, and keep it from having large expenses from interior and attic problems. So the financing is there. We have a unique link on our website. You can go, you put your information in. It actually is a soft inquiry. So it doesn't hit your credit with a hard, credit hit that some people are scared of. And it can give you, 5, 6, 8 options that whichever one helps you the best. So it gives you different terms, gives you different interest rates, different payments. Some of them are zero interest for a certain amount of time. So you may qualify for paying it out and you don't have to worry about interest. So all kinds of options there. And it also helps with deductibles. Everybody's deductibles are high right now. They're $10,000, $8,500. I saw one yesterday. It was $17,000. So these helps, so if you have to pay out your deductible, it gives you a perfect option of doing that as well.
Yeah, so it's great. So that way you have that peace of mind that even if you can't afford that deductible or you can't afford the cash payment of a whole new roof, you got options when you get a hold of Cook DFW Roofing and Restoration. So do that. Do yourself a favor. Do that right now. Go to cookdfw.com or call for that free roof inspection. And to get yourself on the Cook list, 833-COOK-DFW. And once again, cookdfw.com.
Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra-durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting exclusive offer just for you. For a limited time, you can get a free Pocket Pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just text WATER to 64,000. That's WATER to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. WATER to 64,000.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Hose. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethose.com/terms.
Ready to make a real impact every day? Join the Active Day Home Care team and help clients maintain their independence in the comfort of their own homes. Make a difference in someone's life as you provide essential daily assistance and protect their health and happiness. Earn up to $20 an hour and enjoy additional perks like optional daily pay, 401k, paid time off, ongoing educational training, and more. Join a team that values care, compassion, and your professional growth. Visit ActiveDay.com to apply.
Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra-durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting exclusive offer just for you. For a limited time, you can get a free Pocket Pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just text WATER to 64,000. That's WATER to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. WATER to 64,000.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Hose. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethose.com/terms.
You're listening to the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
This segment of the Treehouse is brought to you by Cook DFW Roofing and Restoration. To get your free roof inspection to make sure your home and your roof is safe and sound for the next storm to come, 833-COOK-DFW. That's 833-COOK-DFW, or go to cookdfw.com for that free roof inspection from Cook DFW Roofing and Restoration. This is the Treehouse Show. I'm Dan. He's Trey. That's Raj. And that was one of the most terrifying commercial breaks I've had in quite a long time. Have you guys ever had to sneeze while you're going to the bathroom? Does it frighten you as much as it does me?
No.
I can honestly say I have never put that much thought into it.
Well, I just did, because I went to the bathroom and I'm going pee-pee, and I start to feel a little tickle in my left nostril, the indication that I am about to sneeze. And it scared the hell out of me, because there's a number of things that could happen if this sneeze gets out. One is I pee all over the bathroom, and that's going to be embarrassing. I got to clean that up. Number two is I cut off the pee and sneeze, and because I've cut off the front end, that pressure is going to have to go somewhere, and the sneeze could force open the back valve, and something worse may happen. Or if I try to swallow and keep the sneeze in, I'm worried about then my throat exploding, which has happened, by the way. People have, this has been documented. When someone tries to muffle a sneeze, their throat will basically blow out. So I'm the only one that gets afraid when sneezing while going to the bathroom.
Dan, I say this as the oldest person on this show. What the is happening to your body?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you go to a doctor that's not in a public storage unit? Look,
I have random thoughts, and I have a tendency to share my random thoughts with you guys. And the more times that I do it, the more times I regret it, because you guys always make it seem like there's something wrong with me. All I'm confessing is that I was going to the bathroom and I felt the sneeze coming on, and I was worried what would happen if I tried to quell the sneeze.
So why wouldn't you just immediately sit down?
Because then I still got to cut off the pee-pee, and that hurts.
What? If you're sitting down on the toilet and you have to sneeze, why would you have to cut things off? You could just let everything flow.
I was going number one, so I was standing.
Yeah, but if you felt the sneeze coming on, you're like, uh-oh, I need to sit down.
Then I would have had to cut off my pee-pee stream to turn and then sit. And
you could AC Slater it.
Cutting off the stream hurts. You want me to say that again?
You could AC Slater it.
And sit on the toilet backwards?
Yeah. Get a book.
Like I'm giving the toilet a lap dance? No.
Yeah, get a book, put it on the back of the toilet.
First of all,
reading.
cutting off your stream is actually good for you.
That's how you know
it's called a bladder exercise, and it's actually good for you. The only time I have ever really been vexed by a sneeze is when I had diarrhea.
Yeah.
Now there you have a somewhat of a conundrum.
Yeah.
But just peeing, no. I'm worried about you, Dan.
Ultimately, what I'm sharing with you is I don't like sneezing. I really don't. No joke, no bit. In all honesty, I do not like sneezing because I lose control of my body temporarily. And I don't like losing control of my body. And so I try to avoid sneezing when and where I can. And if I'm in the middle of going to the bathroom, I really want to avoid the sneeze for fear of what other things may happen.
That is so weird. Like I'm learning, and I've known you for 20 plus years, and we're learning something new about you. And you might want to go to an ENT and be like, I have some legitimate concerns. I think I'm going to blow something out.
I am a powerful sneezer, so that's part of the concern.
Yeah, I sneeze pretty loud too. But I mean, I don't hold it in. I don't do that thing. Like you've heard of people like the back of your head can explode. It's like 8,000 pounds of pressure per square inch every time you hold it and sneeze.
Right.
So it's the same thing with like the throat blowing out, but I've never blew out the back valve on a sneeze. And I've never peed all over the bathroom.
Have you ever sneezed while peeing?
I can't remember. Maybe
you would know it if you had. You'd remember it. It would be burned into your memory.
I may have. I've coughed before. I don't know if that's in the same realm. But no, that's you might want to go get some stuff looked at in order. Look,
I hope you never have to sneeze while Tara's pegging you. Jeez.
That's a cleanup you don't want to do.
That's actually my greatest defense.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
You're listening to the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
You can get even more Treehouse when you subscribe to Treehouse Plus. 3 levels of Treehouse Plus that you can subscribe to. That means bonus content, subscriber-only episodes, including video, and it's all available at patreon.com/treehouseonair. That's Patreon, patreon.com/treehouseonair, and subscribe to Treehouse Plus today. This is the Treehouse Show. I'm Dan O'Malley, along with Trey Trenholm and Raj Sharma. A headline scared me today. Not as bad as the thought of sneezing while going to the bathroom scared me earlier, but this headline is still pretty scary when you've seen as many movies as I have. A mysterious bacteria with unique abilities was discovered on a Chinese space station. I would like to go ahead and formally send condolences to their families, because I think the only thing we can and should be doing is torching that thing and until there's nothing left. I've seen enough movies to know what happens. That space station can never be allowed to return to this planet.
They don't.
The space stations?
Yeah, the people inside do.
Well, they shouldn't either. That's why I'm offering their families condolences now, because not only should that space station never come back to Earth, the people on it shouldn't either. And I'm sorry, but that's just how I feel about it. And by the way, plenty of space junk ends up back on Earth. Just ask the entire Russian space agency. Their stuff's been falling out of the skies for decades.
Yeah, but being that it hits temperatures of like 3,500 degrees, I think it's okay.
Yeah, I think it would kill the bacteria.
But the people, but it's China, so I mean, they probably won't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. I agree with your sentiment that a rare bacteria found in space is not something to be trifled with.
No, it's not. We have trouble with Earth bacteria. You thought COVID was bad? How about space COVID?
What if it was a bacteria that was on the space station when it went up and it's now mutated?
Even worse.
Yeah. There you go. It got worse in space.
Mm-hmm. Look, anything that we have on Earth that if there's any sort of a virus or a bacteria that we have on Earth, and then while in space, we discover a space version of that virus or bacteria, it's going to be way worse. Just like herpes. There's Earth herpes, and then there's space herpes. Space herpes is going to be way, way worse. I know that because I saw it in Ice Pirates, the movie.
Okay. Was Ice Pirates 2 about space AIDS?
No, they couldn't quite get the story right for Ice Pirates 2.
Space crabs would have been far scarier.
By the way, Ice Pirates starred Bob Ulrich.
Who?
Spencer?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the 80s.
Spencer for Hire.
Yeah, Spencer for Hire from the 80s TV show.
And what was his other show? Dantana?
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look at us. Look at us being old.
I know. And you what was the excuse now for watching Ice Pirates?
It was the 80s, and it was a space kind of a movie that looked a little like Star Wars, and I was a child.
There's still no excuse. There's still no. You can. I'm not letting you dismiss this with child, like being an.
You've known me for 20 years. This is not the first time I've brought up the movie Ice Pirates and space herpes.
Raj, he was an orphan. I mean, it's not like they got the good movies.
Yeah, my foster care was a television.
I mean,
that's true.
And Annie was about as good as it got.
I didn't
Did Dan praying for his own Daddy Warbucks?
Yeah, no, I never had a Daddy Warbucks. I'm still waiting for my son to come up tomorrow.
Did they give your family like a VHS copy of Ice Pirates when they traded you at the Walmart? Was that the consolation prize? Like, here's your baby and a copy of Bob Ulrich's Ice Pirates
on beta.
Look,
and here's the 8-track to go with it.
Ice Pirates had Bob Urich from Spencer for Hire. Okay. Also had let's see, John Matuzak, who played Sloth in Goonies and NFL great. He was in that as well. So with a special appearance by Space Herpes.
Yes. Yeah, those two guys were in it because that's the point in their career. They're like, we need cash now.
Look, it's either this or a payday advance loan. Yeah. So they went with the movie.
At that point, it was that or Circus with the Stars.
Hey, Dick Van Patten ruled that. Just to let you know, 8 was not enough.
Okay, I watched Circus with the Stars, but I don't remember Dick Van Patten doing the trapeze.
Oh, then you missed that year. He didn't do it well.
I want to go back and watch that.
They need to bring that back. I just want to see that again. Those were some good times. And it gave Charo work. If you want to know being old,
Charo is still out there shaking her coochie. I follow her on Instagram.
She still looks the same.
She does.
It's so creepy. I'm like,
I think she probably looks the same because she stayed so active on Circus with the
Stars. That hip don't break. Yes, I wonder. Can we look up what the Rotten Tomatoes is on Ice Pirates? I'm just curious.
Yeah, we can do that. Hang on, let's see. Ice Pirates Rotten Tomatoes.
If it just says "FU," that would be the best one.
All right. The Ice Pirates, starring Bob Urich, came out in March of 1984. Rated PG, sci-fi. Space Raider Jason, played by Robert Urich, and his sidekick, Michael D. Roberts, help a princess, played by Mary Crosby, find her father and explorers seeking water. Critics give it a
17.
17. Oh, that's right. That's right at Dan's cusp.
17% is the critic score for Ice Pirates. The audience score is 50.
Wow. Okay. And 49 of that is you.
In fairness, this is what a blockbuster Ice Pirates was. There are only 12 critics reviews. In a time where there were newspapers in every town across the country and everyone had a movie reviewer, there's still only 12 reviews.
Yeah, that's the 12 people that just got hired as a critic. Like, hey, you're covering Ice Pirates. Like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, Siskel and Ebert didn't even give any thumbs for this one because they didn't bother.
Wow. Okay. So
it's a hell of a film. I'm telling you. If you ever want to waste an hour and a half.
Yeah, no. I'll just take your word for it.
Yeah, I've already given you the good parts anyway.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com. You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
It is time to advertise right here inside the Treehouse. Sponsorship opportunities are available, so if you're interested, just shoot us an email. treehouseonair@gmail.com. That's treehouseonair@gmail.com to advertise right here inside the Treehouse Show. I'm Dan O'Malley along with Trey Trenholm and Raj Sharma. Today is Thursday, May 22nd, 2025. It's been a while since I've been in therapy, and I've decided that I want to go back to therapy because I have lots of stuff on my mind, lots of stuff in my heart. And so I've decided to start seeing a new therapist. It's a controversial therapist with controversial methods, but I'm willing to explore for the sake of, mental well-being and mental health. So I would now like to share with you my new therapist. Give me just a moment. Trey, Raj, I would like you to meet my new therapist.
Okay.
Me wish me knew when me was just a little monster.
Cookie Monster.
Yeah, he's my favorite.
He's one of my favorites too. Look, mental health is an important thing, and I feel like everyone can benefit with some form of therapy. And seeing as how therapy is very expensive these days, I've decided to try Muppet therapy on social media, and who better to go to than Cookie Monster? And this is the first session.
3 things me wish me knew when me was just a little monster. 1, things not always go your way, and that okay. Yeah, it's just how the cookie crumbles. Cookie crumbles. Nummy, nummy, nummy. 2, self-care. Yeah, that's very important. Yeah, make sure you treat yourself to, maybe like a little bubble bath. Or an eye mask. Yeah, or some delicious cookies. Nummy, nummy. And 3, just because something look like a cookie doesn't mean that it is cookie. Ooh. But it still tastes pretty good. Yeah.
So at the end there, he is drawing a picture of a cookie, and he eats it because it looks like a cookie. That's pretty profound advice.
I have a couple of observations. Number 1, he was painting a cookie, and then he ate the paint. Your therapist is also suffering from a severe addiction to cookies. So he has obsessive compulsive disorder. And it also sounds like this is where the inspiration for how Mr. Miyagi spoke.
Could be. Look, I think it's important that you go to a therapist that understands your problems and has had problems that they too have overcome, and that's why they want to share their knowledge and skills with others. I like to think that because of Cookie Monster, I will have better mental health. The downside is I'm going to also need a nutrition coach because a lot of Cookie Monster's solutions to mental health are cookies.
Yes.
But at the same time, when I saw this the other day, I was like, you know what? I feel just as good after 30 seconds of watching Cookie Monster than 30 minutes with an honest to God therapist. So I'm just going to lean into the Muppet therapy for a while.
Was Oscar not available?
He's full. He's not accepting new patients right now.
I also picture you just listening to this as sage therapeutic advice. And then the next thing I just see is Dan in a bubble bath with an eye mask and a chocolate chip cookie.
Living my best life.
That sounds like great self-care.
It does.
I can dig that.
And like by the way, I don't even know if Oscar the Grouch does therapy, but I do know his life coaching business is really taken off.
He was the first one to have a mobile service because you can take that trash can anywhere.
That's right.
Yeah, I would go with Muppet therapy. That sounds like something, we grew up watching it. It made sense. I wouldn't want to go to Snuffleupagus for advice. He just seems severely depressed and should be the top of Cookie Monster's client list.
Yeah. If Sesame Street has a suicide helpline, you don't want Snuffleupagus on the receiving end.
Although that episode would be hilarious.
At that point, I'm pretty sure public broadcasting would absolutely be defunded.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com. You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
Join us Tuesday night at 7 o'clock for our monthly-ish Ultimate Treehouse live stream that is exclusive for our Ultimate Treehouse Patreon subscribers. To sign up, go to patreon.com/treehouseonair. That's patreon.com/treehouseonair. And we'll see you next Tuesday. This is the Treehouse Show. I'm Dan. He's Trey. That's Raj. I don't think I ever knew that about Snuffleupagus, Trey.
Yeah, he was considered a figment of Big Bird's imagination. And then I remember that at some point, other people could see him, and then they had to apologize to Big Bird for thinking he was like making it up.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the whole thing of, I forgot what the lesson was, but there was a lesson there.
Well, the lesson there is that Sesame Street's full of enablers.
They're just always giving Cookie Monster the cookies.
Yeah, Cookie Monster gets the cookies. They let Oscar say all the mean things to him without any sort of consequences, and they go on they keep letting Big Bird think that he's got a big, fluffy, prehistoric-looking friend.
Well, I think it was designed, if I'm right, it's for kids that had imaginary friends to not feel isolated. Like Big Bird has one too, so it's okay that I have one. And then everybody could see him. I don't know what the catalyst for that was. And then there's Mrs. Snuffleupagus as well. They brought that in, so he's got a partner, like a wife, and
so Big Bird didn't just have an imaginary friend; he had an imaginary friend with an imaginary family.
I think it's just the wife. I don't think they conceived during the run.
The imaginary friend and his wife couldn't conceive. That's sad.
Sesame Street combated so many problems.
It really did. And so, yeah, I don't know if I ever knew or realized, because I was so young when I watched Sesame Street, that Snuffleupagus was Big Bird's imaginary friend. There's lots of things I don't remember since I was a child, so that's really not a shock. But I mean, I remember I had an imaginary friend as a small child. He did not look like a Muppet. He just looked like another kid, which I'm now realizing I should never share things with you two. The way you two are looking at me right now, I just need to shut up and never talk again to you guys. Yes, I had an imaginary friend. I lived in the country, and I was the only kid in my age bracket within 10 miles.
What was his name?
I think it was Timmy.
Timmy. Yeah.
Or was it Johnny? Maybe it was Johnny.
Oh, Johnny.
I'd have to ask my mom or my sister. I'm pretty sure that they'd remember his name.
Yeah. And where did you see him all the time?
Just when I was playing.
Just when you were playing on out on the land of the rural yeah,
sometimes.
Where he could have possibly been murdered, and that's who you're saying.
So you're saying I didn't have an imaginary friend, but that I had a ghost friend?
Yes. Yes.
The sad thing is I can't immediately say that's stupid because I don't know.
How was he dressed, Dan? What did little Timmy Johnny wear?
I don't know. We're talking about this is 40 years ago. I don't remember what the kid wore.
Yeah, you do. I can see it on your face.
No, I really don't.
Was there like an axe in his head, or
no?
Was
he had to take him out. He didn't want to scare me.
Did you play that fun game of Where Are My Parents?
That was the thing he and I had in common. That's how we found each other in the field that day.
That's when you know it's bad, when the ghost feels sad for you. He's like, yeah, that's.
He probably did. That's probably why he stuck around. He's like, man, I may be dead, but I feel bad for this alive kid. Let me hang out with him, play G.I. Joes and stuff.
You played G.I. Joes with an imaginary friend. All right.
You guys didn't have an imaginary friend?
No.
I figured Trey might, because he was an only kid. I wasn't an only kid. My sister, though, was so much older than me that we didn't typically play together. So I figured if of all of us, I thought, Trey, you would have an imaginary friend as well.
No, I had friends, Dan.
Just rub it in. I had real friends.
They weren't wearing 18th century clothes in blue. Farming the land named Timmy Johnny.
Timmy John.
Timmy John.
Freaky Dead.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
You're listening to the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
If you like the Treehouse Show, you will love us on social media, so give us a follow at Treehouse on Air. At Treehouse on Air to follow us across all social media platforms at Treehouse on Air on social media. This is the Treehouse Show. I'm Dan. He's Trey. That's Raj. I have divulged way too much to you inside the Treehouse today, so I'm going to stop. And instead, I'm going to share something not personal, but instead just really kind of funny and interesting and perhaps a bit shocking. You guys are familiar with Oscar Mayer, right?
Mm-hmm.
The food company.
Mm-hmm.
That means you're probably familiar with the Wienermobile. The Wienermobile.
Yes.
Okay. Well, the Indy 500 is this Sunday, and there are lots of festivities that surround that famous race, including the Weenie 500. The Weenie 500 is the first competitive race for the entire Wienermobile fleet. All 6 Wienermobiles will be in the same place at the Indy 500 on Sunday, competing in the Weenie 500. Just let that soak in, let you process. A lot of information right there. Each Wienermobile will represent a distinct regional hot dog. This is starting to sound like the Hunger Games. Number 1 is the Shy Dog. That's the Wienermobile representing the Midwest. Representing the East Coast will be the New York Dog. The Southeast is the Slaw Dog. The Southwest will be the Sonoran Dog. The South will be represented by the Chili Dog. And representing the Northwest will be the Seattle dog, also known as the homeless dog. Sorry, couldn't resist. They say it's also going to include custom hot dogger racing suits and a finish line celebration in the Wieners Circle. I bet that's going to be an amazing finish line.
And the question will be, because it probably won't be milk that they're dousing themselves with at the end.
The Weenie 500, or as Bonnie Blue calls it, Saturday.
For all things Treehouse, go to treehouseonair.com. Be sure to find and follow us on social media as well. For me, it's at the Dan O'Malley. For Trey, it's at Trey Trenholm 1. And for Raj, it's at Comedian Raj. We'll see you back in here tomorrow for a Friday edition of the Treehouse.